Now, in this video, I want to start talking about trigonometry. Now, it's once again to do with right-angled triangles. Now, we've been talking right-angled triangles recently, working out the length of sides using Pythagoras' theorem. Now, in trigonometry, we're going to do exactly the same thing, but we're going to include angles this time. Now, that's an important thing to keep in mind. If there's no angles present, then you should be using Pythagoras' theorem. But if you have angles present, highly likely you're going to involve trigonometry. Now, what trigonometry is, it's just the relationship between the sides of a right-angled triangle. So, we have a right-angled triangle. As usual, the hypotenuse, the one directly across from the right angle, there's our hypotenuse. Now, in trigonometry, these other two sides have very specific names. Now, they're always given in relationship to the angle you're talking about. So, if I use the Greek letter theta to represent that angle, the other two sides are, well, the one that is directly opposite the angle, we call the opposite side, and the one that is adjacent to the angle is called the adjacent side. Now, if you choose a different angle, so we still have a right angle triangle, this time I'm going to refer to that angle there. Hypotenuse will always be hypotenuse. Now, that's my target angle, then, once again, the side that's directly opposite the angle is called the opposite side, and the side that's adjacent to it, which means next to it, is the adjacent side. Now, we just divide those three sides together in different patterns, and every mathematician everywhere in the world follows exactly the same rules. If we take the length of the opposite side and divide it by the length of the hypotenuse side, we have a ratio which we call the sine ratio. Now, we write sin, it's actually sine, S-I-N-E, but we write S-I-N to abbreviate it. We never pronounce it sin. We never sin in mathematics, we only ever sine. So whenever you say the sine of an angle, every mathematician everywhere in the world knows that once you find that particular angle, the sine of it is you find the length of the opposite side, you find the length of the hypotenuse side, and you divide them together. Another one is called the cosine ratio. We abbreviate it to cos, and that is the length of the adjacent side over the hypotenuse side. And the third ratio we deal with is the tangent ratio, which we abbreviate to tan. It's the length of the opposite side divided by the length of the adjacent side. Now, those three relationships you need to know. Now, there's lots of different ways you can memorize them. Now, some people go for what's called the SOHCAHTOA method of memorizing them. SOH, which stands for sine, is opposite divided by hypotenuse. Cos is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. And tan is opposite divided by adjacent. SOHCAHTOA. I've never been a fan of that one myself. I always like a memory mnemonic myself. I always remember it like, ever seen those ladies walking down the street? They're really quite old, but they try to dress themselves up as if they were quite young. So I remember it like, some old hags can't always hide their old age. That's how I remember. So every time I do trigonometry problems, the very first thing I do is I go to the top of my page and I write down some old hags can't always hide their old age, and then I use that for my calculations. How to use this, and I'll show you that in a later video. But for this particular video, you just need to know trigonometry, relationship of angles in a right angle triangle, and you need to know these three ratios. And we're going to start using them in the next lot of videos. So good luck with that.